Right on, right on. We are live to talk about some Kamen Rider.
Okay,
Hello,
Mr.
everyone out there.
McConaughey.
All right, all right, all right. Hey, you know how it is. We're just here
There
to
we go.
have a little good time. But no matter. This is Ironcaster here, and with me, as usual, Tabletop Junkie. How are
What's
you
up,
doing, sir?
everybody? Oh, it's been a day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's been a day.
A lot of fun there, I hear.
Yes.
But that's. Well, I mean,
But not,
that's how
but not
things
trying
go
to not
sometimes.
trying to hang on that because there's a lot of good,
Hmm.
because I feel like I'm gonna watch some more Kamen Rider later because these are getting pretty good.
Oh, dude, tell me about it. All right, I guess I feel like we should just go ahead and jump into it because this is some exciting stuff here.
Yes, yes.
So I'm still kind of figuring out the style for how I want to do this stream, but I figured rather than me try to break down and like go scene by scene with it, let's just kind of get into it and talk about it a little bit. Uh, yeah, so we watched episodes 5 and 6 of Kamen Rider 01.
0101. That's good. I love the theme song. They got a good theme song.
Oh, dude, it is so good. Have we had a chance to really talk about that yet?
No, we have never talked about the theme song at all. So
I mean,
why don't we take a minute and do that?
yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a lot of fun little bits with it where it's like, I mean, obviously the binary thing 0101.
It's funny.
We
I was singing that song one day, and my girlfriend looked at me and said, "Why are you speaking in binary?" And I'm like, "At least she knew what it was." And then I showed the song Common Rider, and she's just like, "Okay, I
I
still
get it.
love you. You're my nerd." You know what's also funny? Something I get to
What's
say
up?
I get to have today. So far, my son has watched Kamen Rider with me. He has seen 3 of the 6 episodes that I watched. He's seen 3, 4, and 6, and he sat down and watched them with me. And he's like, for some reason, it's like he does have trouble reading, and he was making it known to me. But he says, but it's not hard to understand what's going on in the series without reading. And he's been able to capture mostly what's going on.
Oh, perfect. I mean,
So,
it's not just so necessarily kind of difficult to kind of make sense of what's going on there.
no. So he has been watching Kamen Rider with me lately.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, he
Like
loves
not
it.
next, you'll have to go jump into some of the other tokusatsu. Like I think a couple of the Ultraman series, for example, do have an English dub.
Oh yes. My son mostly likes he likes on how the main character. Now he has seen some of the other characters because we have seen that in episode. I don't know if it was episode 5 or 6. Well, we did see it in 5, and I think 5 also had the new one. The I forgot what they call it. Because you got the flying falcon, but you got the like the cat one, like the flaming cat or something like that, where he just gets a new fire mode.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it's like by the way, both episodes power ups.
yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, so episode 5 is basically he meets his hero of his favorite manga.
Hmm? Oh yeah, here let me
Now
pull up a
that is
little.
interesting. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Oh, that's the
dude,
armor we were talking about. He
yeah,
likes on how the characters can switch between armors. He thinks that is freaking awesome. And he loves
right.
the enemies. He says the bad guys are so good.
So yeah, like you were saying, the mangaka, he's the guy's gotten to be it's funny, like it's gotten to be kind of in a way almost a commentary on the AI art these days.
Oh yeah. Well, it was kind of like based on that. Like okay, so in episode 5, he met his hero of his favorite manga, his favorite, author and whatnot. And his author did not have any more, the illustrator or the writer, author, whatever you call manga writers, because because they draw pictures, they write a story, they draw pictures, and they draw panels. Like, they authorize their own work, they illustrate their own work, and they write their own work. So they're more than just writers, they're more than just illustrators, because here in America, when someone is an illustrator, they're the artist. When somebody's a writer, they wrote the story. but manga writers are all that. And yeah, I don't draw anymore. And you know, I felt a connection with that episode. It was kind of a bit bland, more blandish than the past episode. So I guess they just had to have a rough moment. So the momentum did slow down in this a little bit, but not enough to where I'm going to stop watching it. That's not going to fucking happen. Excuse my language, but that's not going to happen. So I did like on how it was basically the machines drawing everything and he didn't care.
I mean, he doesn't even like write his own stories anymore. Like,
no, they do everything for him. And he makes the money while they don't, you know, because they're human gears. He takes care of them. So that's kind of like, you know, I'm glad I'm making money off this, you know, but I lost my passion.
Which ultimately gets back to Aruto's kind of whole goal. He wants to go and bring passion to people, put smiles on people's faces. Like his passion was comedy.
And it's more than that with Aruto. Aruto does not look at human gears as just mere tools. Everyone keeps telling him they're just tools. What is your big deal with them? And he is just like, no, they are not just tools. And he keeps shouting that at the top of his lungs in every episode. And I'm like, that's right, man. You stick to your guns. I like it now. But you know what? His grandfather was the same way. We learned about that in this episode too. Because it says that a person without passion does not deserve the support of their company. And in a later episode, I don't know if it was before, in a later part of the episode, I don't know if it was before the first battle or the second battle, because there's usually 2 battle sequences in every episode. The Humagear that assists Aruto says, I canceled everything because you forgot your passion. Because it was part of his predecessor. And then there's Jin with a gun.
Yeah, that was kind of my favorite moment. Where he's just like, he's walking out, just, I will defeat you with, I'm gonna defeat humanity with these evil tape decks and this gun I found.
That is also chained to his waist. Now, you know, a lot of people may look at that as being funny, but I think that's part of Japanese culture because I'm watching High School of the Dead, which is totally separate from this. But all those police officers in High School of the Dead actually had guns chained to their waist too, just like how.
Oh yeah, that's just like a safety thing.
Yes. Why don't we have that?
I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I. Cops can always lose their guns all the time, but yet, you know, chain them to a waist and a guy tries to take them. Oh well, you ain't getting very far with it.
Yep. Hang on, real quick. A was a Vinger, aka LL Taku, aka the Weeb Pillar, says, "Sorry I'm late, you guys. My computer just became my mortal enemy." Well, apparently we've all had a couple of little computer problems today, so don't worry, you're in good company.
Who did it turn into? Did it turn into another flying bat?
Oh, jeez.
That's a reference to episode 6. We got a reused flying bat, but it was somewhat different than the past 2. But you know, in this one we got a mole driller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just like, we just got like a dude with the drill in his head.
Nice.
They're just so silly. I love the monster designs.
What I love about Kamen Rider as a whole is the 1980s tape deck stuff.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting little bit they're doing there too, where you're sort of getting this kind of hint of like the past technology with the cassette tapes that they're flipping into the belt buckle. Yes. And while like Aruto has the big old like RTX 3060 as his driver.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
But I mean, you know, not Aruto's not the only one who's getting power-ups today.
No, because let's see, on episode 5, I believe the girl got a power up. Instead of just dashing Cheetah, she got and before we go that far, yes, he got a power up. He got a shotgun briefcase that turns
Yeah.
into a shotgun. But it is
I
too
love it. It's just like,
powerful for his wolf form to handle. He has to use his punching Kong.
but yeah, like I think the kind of the whole bit about the passion of the mangaka, Ishizumi Choichiro,
Mhm.
how he's this guy who used to have this passion, and thanks to basically he got lazy, and it's so like very much on point with kind of how we would take advantage of technology. It's like we think like, oh, we're gonna go into this glorious future, but like, no, you look at him and he's just kind of this lazy slob. It was like, whatever, I'll just have the technology do it. I don't have to bother like doing art. Just make the robot do it. And if it burns out, that's fine. We'll just replace it. Which, even kind of shows sort of a taking for granted of like the technology and that to sort of be wasteful.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't care for him.
I mean, the way he's just kind of a lazy, big lazy kid.
Yep. Which is probably a lot to say about our current day situation with a lot of there's a lot of lazy kids out there. So.
Oh, like yeah, imagine trying to go to Taco Bell these days, and like actually get an order through on time.
Yeah, I know, right?
But let's see, like, and like it even goes like so far as after one of his assistants winds up getting converted and turned into the monster of the week. Well, now
he had the crappy luck because one died, one turned into monster of the week, and then two became his minions.
Yeah, so it's like, well, I can't do this now. You expect me to actually do the work?
And he's like, I need one in 24 hours. Rah, man. It's like, chill out, dude.
Yeah. And I mean, Aruto's there trying to like help kind of push that passion on. It's like, look, this is who you used to be. Didn't you love doing this? Like, you've done like 70 volumes of this, and like, he's like, I could even kind of tell when there was a change. It was like the art style kind of shifted and got sloppy.
And he actually chose volume 4 out of it and said that he remembers a time when when that art inspired him, not the new art, but he thought because he was still drawing it that is a hero was still drawing it that he didn't want to like diss his hero, but the truth is his hero wasn't drawing it no more.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of that hope Aruto brings. He's like, look, this manga was your passion. Where's that fire in your belly? Come on, let's bring it back.
Exactly.
Which, given like as the episode goes on, we see the when we get the big fight, we do finally see that little bit of motivation in the guy when his little his home office is at risk.
Oh yeah.
And we finally see him getting motivated for something. It's like it's like they didn't really tell you what it was, but you knew just looking at it. It's not just
sorry.
Yes, it's like obviously not just any old pen. It's like this dirt. It's like it looks like it's going to presumably be like the pen he used when he first started making the series. That was like his tool, and that's kind of what I interpreted it as. What about you?
Oh yeah. No, when I saw him go for the pen, I was like yes, he went for the reason because he says, "I gotta save my work. I gotta save my work before I can't let it get destroyed." And you think, okay, well, he's lost his passion. What does he mean by that? And instead of going for his file or flash drive, which everyone thought he grabbed, he grabs the pen that started his business. And I'm like, see, he
Hang on, you're
hasn't lost his passion all the way.
you're roboting a little bit there.
Oh, am I? Okay, hang on a second.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's one of those things. But yeah, no, I think they kind of came back around with it, and the guy he had a he had a bit of a recovery there. Actually, here, let me pull up. There we go. His dirty old pen that he used to start it all.
The pin that started it all.
Mm-hmm.
Still roboting?
No, you're good now.
Okay. Yeah, I got internet jumping all over the place because people are doing some shit.
Oh yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. People tend to use the internet. Can you believe that? Who would be on the internet?
All my freaking kids.
No, and that's who. No, the internet is a myth. It's not real. So let's see. We kind of covered the manga guy. We kind of touched on Naruto a bit, kind of being Naruto. So he hasn't really changed a ton, except we got his new form. Which, by the way, how awesome was that introduction?
That was so awesome.
Oh, dude, yeah, like freaking the flames around it. This is like a wallpaper quality piece. And it's like it not only like lit a flame in him, it winds up like helping to light a flame within the manga guy.
Oh yeah.
What's great is like even like as the episode's going on, as the fight is going on, you're seeing like you're seeing Ishizumi's passion kind of being reignited. It's like even the show is like interpreting this and bringing in the art style. Like, boom, we have to bring the urge. We have to show the audience like how great it was to kind of bring that passion into it. As like they filter it in a way that really works for that manga effect.
Oh yeah. I liked on how they did that. It's like he was showing what he was currently drawing.
Right? Oh, dude! Like, how great is this? But let's just take a moment. Let's talk about it. Like, how good the suit designs are with this series.
Oh man, I love the suits.
Like, and it really works. Is like they're taking some really good kind of really good clashing colors, like the bright kind of neon yellow with the red or with the blues and it's like they clash, they really pop. But it's one of the things I've kind of come to notice with a lot of other suits with superheroes is they'll sometimes make the mistake of like not going for like a 3-color thing like this with the black, red, and yellow, or it's like they focus it all in like just one part of the suit, meaning you have a lot of just bland of all one color.
Yeah, which isn't really always that great.
No.
I love that.
I mean, of course, it's like even as they like save the day and they manage to go and stop him, it's like it gives the manga guy inspiration to make a new character. It's like, but with all the buildup, you're thinking like, surely Arto's gonna be the one who's gonna be the inspiration. He's gonna have a cool like tiger mask looking hero with shooting fire out like he's a Pokemon. It's like, no, dude, it's just a big old like gorilla looking dude with a gun.
Not just any gun, a big ass wooden gun too. Yeah,
no, total agreement, Viginger.
I wonder if that's a real a part of me is wondering if that is like a real manga. It
No,
just looks so good. It would be so cool if it was.
it would be like honestly looking at this. I want to read this. It's got like it's got a crazy kind of distorted kind of looking body to it that works. Like you're
Oh
looking
yeah,
at like I want to read this now. I want to read like all like 70 volumes of this.
yeah. That's why I'm looking it up because I'm talking about it. I just want to like just see. Eh,
Full agreement. But I mean,
let's see.
that's not the only stuff that happened this week or with this episode here, because we also had sort of the B plot with our bad guys.
Yes, yes. We found out that they are father and son. Well, okay, that was misleading. At the end of
So
episode
kind of.
5, we find out they're father and son.
Yeah, and it's like you're really not getting a ton of them, so you're kind of like left. I think it works in a way where it's kind of like leaves you wondering what's going on. Like, why are they doing what they do? They're not in there so much that you're gonna feel like they're gonna overplay them.
Right. I love on how they make these progress keys, and then if they get broken, they put them up. I wonder if they reuse them.
Maybe, man. Yeah, I would just start recycling the parts. They kind of have this like junkyard vibe to them going on.
Yeah, they do. Well, and he says the data that's collected, like ultimately them battling it out is possibly hurting. It is helping their master plan versus versus them actually just being destroyed. So it's like we're leading up to an arc to where, yeah, you may be destroying our guys, but you're helping us in the end.
Yeah, and so I should point out that you haven't watched through this entire series. I got to about episode 20 or so, and then I decided to kind of hold off and check a couple of things out. So I'm kind of coming back to it fresh with this fresh around to do the show.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a fun time.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I enjoy this. I'm enjoying the story arc.
Do we have anything to say about Yua?
Yeah. I don't see the hype of why everybody hates her. I actually like her as a character. She just works
Yeah.
for a different organization right now. I mean, she works for Ames, but she's got a kind of like that double agent feel, like she's working, like she still works for Ames, but like she doesn't work for just Ames. She works for the higher up of Ames too. Like essentially, they all work for the higher up, but she gets personal attention.
Yeah, she like if I were to go for the Avengers parallel, so like she's like Black Widow.
Yes. She works with the Avengers. She's part of the Avengers, but she works alongside Nick Fury.
Yeah, she's off kind of, she'll like if Captain America is gonna, if you know our freaking Captain America is gonna go off fighting bad guys or something. Yeah, just pull him up. She'll have a secret mission she's doing.
Yes.
Like I said, I don't hate her. I want to see more of her. Luckily, we get a bit more of that with episode 6.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think is there anything else we need to say with episode 5? Because I think that's kind of about it.
No, I think we covered it all.
Yeah, it's like the story. It's not so like in depth that we have to like do a serious breakdown or anything. But
no,
you know,
I would say honestly, on the complexity level, this was a very simplistic episode. It was probably they needed to come up with something, and they didn't have anything, so they came up with something on a whim.
Yeah.
Versus where the first 4 episodes I felt like were more better written.
Well, at the same time, that's kind of how those goes sometimes, where you'll kind of front load things early in just to kind of help set the world up.
Yes.
I'm here for Mexican Ironcaster. Oh, wrong channel. Oh no! That's about as Mexican Iron Man as I'm gonna get. Unless you want me to talk about Elf. So, sorry, DJ Ronnie. Which
Wrong
that all goes
location.
over that'll goes over your head. But yeah, that's
This is
just
not where he parked his car.
no, no. He's I don't have the taco truck out front, and this all goes over your head. So yeah, to kind of finish up any thoughts, episode 5 was fun. I kind of like I I think it's especially going into episode 6, it's got a good little kind of setup, and there's a loose kind of connection of the manga element.
Yes.
And like, also, come on, how badass are these costumes? Freaking flame shooting out. He's
Oh, those costumes are freaking badass.
boom. Also, one of the unfortunate things that did happen at some point in, like, I think the 2000s was Japan had a new law enacted that basically prevented them from being able to customize bikes too much.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas Kamen Rider used to have like some of like the craziest looking like motorcycles, they unfortunately had to change that. There's a law that basically says they legally cannot do that anymore.
Oh wow. Wonder why.
Yakuza.
Ah.
Let me see if I can find something here, because just to show you how cool some of the other like riders and their bikes have been.
While we're waiting on that, so never mind. He already pulled it up quick. That one's a good one.
Like he looks like Judge. It looks like he should be like one of the dark judges.
A mix of Batman, Batman, or the one who laughs mixed in with Kamen Rider, yeah, or Judge Dredd.
Right. Yeah, it's Judge Dredd on his motorbike, just kind of. I am the law.
Judge Batman. I'm the law.
My fist is justice.
Fear the fist of the bat. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, dude, like the bikes we're getting ridiculous for a while. Let me see. Can I pull this? Oh, let me share this one.
Oh my
it's like,
god.
Like it is like straight up a dragon. So I should also point out that these were both from Kamen Rider Ryuki from right there. Vizinger got it. Ryuki. This was from like I think the year 2000 or maybe 2002. And it is also on Tubi, so this is a series you can go and check out for free.
Oh, nice. Let me check that. I think I have that on my list already.
Oh yeah, and that's also one of those like kind of that turn of the century when they had just kind of brought Kamen Rider back out of its like kind of hiatus after like since the 80s or so.
Yep. See, I got Kamen Rider, Kuga, and Ryuki, and 01 the movie, and then Kamen Rider Heisei Generation Forever.
Yep, that's what's currently available via a lot of the via say Tubi. There are obviously many others, but that is what is currently available, and what you find folks out there can support legally. Not that I would go and promote piracy or anything, but that is what is available.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. I would never recommend people go out and like on archive.net and check and look for episodes of Kamen Rider.
Oh, and by the way, they also have I also have the original Kamen Rider. I just have to make that a mention. The original Kamen Rider from the 1971.
Also on Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me pull that away as I briefly get myself set up here. Oh, that is Jed messaging me. He's just kind of not feeling sick right now, or he's not feeling too well lately. So we're going to wish him the best of luck. All right. So should we get ready for this next episode?
Yeah, why not?
Because, well, now that we've had the manga, we also have to now have the anime adaptation, and just kind of what goes hand in hand. And so episode 6 is entitled I Want to Hear Your Voice, where it is
That
about...
was sad.
Oh, yeah, it's such a pretty sad episode. One that really touches the heartstrings here is, you know, our sort of character of the week is a Humagear who is being used to audition for manga. But it's also about the manager who had a daughter pass away who looks a lot like this girl. And it's actually kind of, they had preset in the episode up prior how you can go and that's how they look. Pull this up real quick. So you could basically have the character creator set up like in your standard RPG, and you can, of course, completely screw it up. So when I was saying that like these two episodes are linked really well, I mean it. Like actually watching these two back to back was, I think, a really good choice just for that. Because
well, the first one was about the manga. The second one was about supporting the anime because they said there was an anime in episode 5, and then episode 6 was going off of that.
Yep.
And I believe that Humagear shows up in episode 5, leaving the publisher's house. At some point.
I think you're right.
But it was only brief, like 10 to 15 second scene, and then they moved on before the battle before the second battle started, I think.
Yeah, it was like a blink and you miss it.
Yep. Because they were they were happy to get the audition. They had to go through the publisher first, and the publisher did not care because as long as she was talented. And that was in episode 5. That was like, that was when he came back, and I think they were doing their apology, like, "Oh, Mr. Asazumi, I'm so sorry that we are, but your new Humagears are on the way."
And it really kind of touches at one of those bigger elements about sort of this fear of death we have. How you have people who will go to such lengths to try to either avoid it in themselves or trying to avoid, kind of coming to terms with it with a loved one. People who will just try to act like the pain never happened. Like, no, they're still alive. They're with me. I'm gonna go see them this weekend.
Yeah, this episode really got to me.
Yeah, especially you just kind of doing that story of like a father who's lost a child. It's
Well, in this Humagear, she became confused when she got damaged. She became confused because I feel like he didn't make the Humagear into the physical likeness of his daughter. He made the Humagear have almost the same exact personality, with using video as potential memories. Whenever he videotaped his daughter, for his birthday or whatever, or her birthday, he uploaded all those videos to her as potential memories. She became confused once she got damaged. It was almost like, mix that in with the AI itself, with the advancements that they made with artificial intelligence. It was like the Humagear was pretty sure she was who she was. She definitely was not self-aware.
And at the same time, a lot of that was probably because he would have been, when they're at home, having her treat him like she's his daughter.
And And thus enters Fuwa, letting him know that he violated Article 6 of the AI I forgot what they call them, not accords, but they call them Article 6 of the AI proclamation or whatever it was, whatever
basically,
constitutes
you
the
broke.
laws.
You see, Fua does, which is funny because like Fua is like I will break the whatever laws I need to fight human gears, but don't you dare break the law.
Yeah, right. He's a hypocrite.
Yeah, a little bit. It's like, ugh. Like I swear, he needs a Judge Dredd helmet at this point.
He needs a fucking reality check. Excuse my language. But he needs he you know, I'm waiting for him and Arturo to go at it and see which one wins. Because he needs an old fashioned butt whooping. Because technically there's this law. They can't, see, and this is what I kind of felt, but again, yeah, I felt like it wouldn't matter because it was the likeness of his daughter that he did. And he said the only thing he did not get was permission from his daughter to use her likeness because that is a contractual binding agreement that she needed, that he needed permission for, even though his daughter was already dead. But he still wanted to arrest the guy. And unfortunately,
it's kind of goes back into a lot of the AI arguments of the Asimov rules in a way.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a rule on that humans should have that. Go and
but fun fact too, a lot of people don't know this, but in Japan, laws are kind of absolute. Whereas here here in America, we kind of have like, oh, there's some gray areas. In Japan, they don't really play like that. I know for a fact that's a cultural thing. So yes, he had a way to get around. All he had to do was get permission, and even though it was his daughter, it doesn't matter. The law states that you can't do it without her express permission, and by him waiting till she died to do it, kind of like answers it. Well, he didn't wait for her to die, but you know what I'm saying. Like he didn't do it until after he was dead.
Yeah, well, he did it because she was dead.
Yes, but it kind of goes back to that last clip he did, where he says, on top of that, you're disrespecting the living, which I don't know how he's disrespecting the living personally, but. And the only difference that he did is he cut her hair. He made her hair short in a different color because his daughter's hair was black. But other than that, they did look alike. I'm sorry, that looks like a wig.
I mean, to be fair, it probably was.
Yeah. I bet you that other hair looks more natural. But I did like this episode because it does express the issues that parents do have moving on from their children passing away. And she was a voice actress who
she was an aspiring voice actress.
Yes, who was at the top of her game, but unfortunately she got very, very sick.
So we also had this episode Metsu bad guys, where we now had Gene. Wow, I had to look at my notes.
Yeah,
we had Gene now has a new mission
to take progress keys.
Yep, that's the new mission, which is kind of also going off of sort of that little revelation of him being told that he is the son of that Hirobi, our other like boy band member, villain.
Yep.
He's like, "You're my son. I'm your father." Which you pair that with the A plot story of the father daughter, and
Luke,
it works really well.
Father.
We get into the fighting, and we bring the bat back. Well, now we gotta have flying, and then Aruto screws up. Aruto loses the progress key.
He loses the flying falcon with the ability wing. I just don't know why they don't call it wing falcon with the ability to fly, but okay.
So, oh no, our villain's got one of Aruto's keys. So Aruto's lost one of his powers. Meanwhile, his enemies, but he's not. But they're not the only ones who now have a new power up because we now have Yua getting her own.
Who has the lightning hornet? Said to be 200 times more powerful than the dashing cheetah.
We get the build up to the second fight, and well, who better to go after than the Humagear who's getting all the memories, starting to believe herself to in a way be the daughter, which is throwing Jean for a bit of a loop. I don't get it. But he sort of has these doubts a little too late, as our girl Ishizumi winds up. No, not Ishizumi. Kanazawa, Seini winds up getting transformed into like a freaking frog. Freaking frogs. I don't like it when they turn the frogs into the Humagears.
Isn't it the Humagears into the frogs? But that's not even the best part.
Oh, I love it. Like, and then Hirobi shows up and gives Jean his key, his own
belt, so he can use the Flying Falcon's progress.
Yeah. By the way, who knew who knew he could make pink look intimidating?
I know, right? Turns out it's not just a girl color.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and it's got a lot of the elements of those familiar elements, like the face mask is just basically strapped on with like elastic and a little belt and a little snap buckle.
I don't really care. It worked. He pulled it off.
He's even got little tiny wings.
I think pretty much as far as the armor, like the wings and stuff, you had it regularly with that, whenever he used it, but he definitely went, but then the armor was not naturally pink with like, so every white spot you see, so every white piece of armor on there was the pink armor when Aruto was using it, but now he's got a pink suit with all the white fixings of that armor, and I'm like, okay, that looks so much better.
Oh, you're right.
Yes, if you look at them, that's the only difference. So the wings were always there; they were just pink wings. But now, now, Jean got it. Jin's got it. So who's in trouble?
Well, Aruto's obviously in trouble. That is until he gets a little help. And this time we get Yua showing up with her own, the Lightning Hornet upgrade.
Oh, she kicks so much butt with that one. I love that one.
All right, let's just kind of appreciate it for a moment here, like how good that suit looks.
I'm gonna appreciate it right now. Give me a minute. I'll appreciate it.
I mean, just kind of even going with like the insect theme for it. It's got like kind of the mandibles and the around the neck. That it works so good, dude.
Oh yes, it does.
It's like I think the Marvel is like the apt parallel because it's like she's obviously the Wasp.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, out of their little honeycomb that bitch, she can go ahead and shoot little tiny hornets, while the frog can shoot little frogs out of his head.
I like that. I did like that part about that.
Like
I was like,
I feel like
oh,
we're building up to the analogy of like the frog and the scorpion, and like, oh, it's my nature.
oh yeah, there we go. There we go. There's an analogy for you. Now we just need
It doesn't.
now we just need a scorpion bad guy.
Yeah. Funny you mentioned that. We'll get to that later, though. You know, one of the things I would point out that we're not really seeing used much on the hips is these little tiny like pieces here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this.
Yep. Which means they could probably add more to. Which means those looks like holsters for something else, which we will probably see later on. Which means they're going to make upgrades.
Oh yeah, I mean, just based on it, I'd say I'm guessing it's gonna be more little tape decks.
Oh yeah. And I changed
Which
my picture
I'm all
if you
for.
haven't noticed. I'm
Nice.
appreciating it. I'm appreciating it.
You're gonna go track down that action figure now, aren't you?
Probably. And probably is not really not exactly in my vocabulary, so maybe. Yeah, I totally
Just say
am.
yes.
Yeah, I am.
Oh yeah, no, dude, I don't blame you there. I'm gonna be tracking a couple of these down.
Yeah, man. I freaking love Kamen Rider.
Oh. So yeah, I'd say that kind of putting these two back, watching these two back to back like this, it's worked in a way that really kind of helped bring them together. Like elements of like episode 5 kind of worked into episode 6.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't like do 5 and 6 on a separate review. We would have had to do these two together because it was basically one. They should have just made them both one long episode because it was pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much.
One was just part 1. One was part 2.
But yeah, no. So kind of to wrap up here, it's been a lot of fun. I'm loving it. I'm loving the new suits. I love that we're just getting the power ups in a classy way that looks totally badass.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not only Aruto getting power ups.
No, it's all of them because we have so Fuwa's got so far the Shot Wolf and Shot Wolf and Punching Kong. Aruto's got the Rising Hopper, had the Flying Falcon but lost that one. The Biting Shark, and then the new flaming kitty thingy, which I don't know what they call it. And then you have the Dashing Cheetah with the Lightning Hornet. So many armors. And it's not just one person getting it.
And now the villains are here, we're going to presumably get more returning villains like that.
Oh man, there's got to be. We have got to sit down one day, figure out a rule set, and just play like a Kamen Rider or Super Sentai or anything type RPG. And I'm not happy with the current Super Sentai stuff that's out. So,
which and also the nice thing is a lot of the Sentai series, like the actual like what we would know as Power Rangers, you can go and watch on Tubi. There's quite a few series that are on there of it, so you can go watch the original stuff.
I actually thought about doing reviews on the original stuff and like watching like the episodes like perpendicular of each other, watch the Americanized version and then watch the Japanese version and then compare the two. Because they're all on Netflix.
There you go. That'd be pretty fun. Just kind of sit down and talk about them, like even like an episode a week or something.
Oh yeah. I feel like they kind of got away from themes. I mean, they kind of had a theme, but the thing I like about Kamen Rider a little bit more, they either have an insect theme, but each one is like a different, but each rider is a different theme. It's like, okay, so for Mighty Morphin, it was Power Rangers, but for Kamen Rider, it was always like a grasshopper type thing or an insect theme of some kind. But then they also switched to animals and dinosaurs. But then you didn't have to be part of, like, the same series could be part of different types of animals or reptiles. Like this one, for instance, we have a grasshopper, which is an insect, a shark, which is an amphibian, a falcon, which would be a mammal, and then a bird, avian creature, whatever you want to call it. Then we got like cheetahs and wolves and hornets. It's like you have a nice healthy mix, and then the color scheme is fantastic. The color scheme does not clash; it blends.
Oh yeah, if you, I'll send you some pictures. Actually, here, let me send you a couple good looking pictures of some stuff. Actually, to show you something from the current series, like that quality of costumes is like on point, even like to this day.
That one is Geats.
Yes, that's the current series, Geats.
Oh yeah, I like that. It's like the lone wolf Kamen Rider, but he has more of a fox.
Also, a little fun fact: the suit actor who is in 01,
yes,
doing the 01 special effects, is the same guy over here. The
nice
kind of zombie looking dude.
Oh, okay.
Which, yeah, by the way, that's another reason why you should watch this show, because zombie.
Zombie. Yeah. I'm into zombies. What can I say?
Well, I think that's a good place to wrap this up, because
Absolutely.
I think we've done about what we needed to for this.
Yeah, we can't do much more without beating it over the head.
Yeah, and I think this is about the right amount of time for that. But
yeah, fair enough.
So what have you got coming up? We got a little tabletop stuff to do.
Well, I got some more reviews coming up. I am working on a secret project right now because I am actually developing my own TTRPG system. I won't share anything on it quite yet because it's not quite there yet, but I did have it test played for the first time last night.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You have to tell me a little bit of stuff off. You have to tell me a little bit off screen or off stream.
Yep, because I'm not ready to reveal it quite yet. It's not quite there. I am working alongside a couple of people. I won't mention their names because I didn't get their permission, but I will mention one name. I am working alongside the Witch King on this.
Oh, okay.
I brought it to the Witch King and I asked for his help to help me do it because he is well diverse in tabletop mechanics as well as I am. So I needed a secondary help. So yeah, and I've got a couple options for artists that I'm actually throwing my own money out there for, and I am looking actually into making this a sellable project. I don't know if I'll succeed, but you won't know until you can't say you failed without trying. So you can't fail without trying, but you can't say you won't succeed unless you try. It's like playing the lottery. You can't win unless you try. You have to play, so it sucks. So I don't know where I was originally going with this, but I just wanted. I mean, I guess maybe part of it stirred up with all this controversy we have going on that I'm not getting into right now with that other company. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So, but I did this because I've been actually looking at developing my own TTRPG system for a long time. And I just finally said, you know what? I'm going to take a shot. Everyone else is. I'm going to take a shot and see where this goes.
All right. Well,
so I've actually got one book that will be coming out that will be themed. It will have a setting, but then I'm going to break it down.
Well, let's not give away too much now because.
Well, I'm just saying I'm developing 2 books.
Yep. All right. We'll leave it at that. And we'll be back next week to talk a couple more episodes. So follow me on the social medias. I'm on Twitter at the Ironcaster. Tabletop.
Let me get my let me post it in here. I recommend everyone try my Twitter page because sometimes YouTube does not have it right.
Oh no. Yeah. You really gotta reach out and help out those little social media guys.
So Here, Ironcaster, you can throw that right in the chat.
All
You
right.
can get me at Junkie at Junkie
Junkie
Tabletop
Tabletop?
on Twitter. Yep, that's for Twitter. I recommend doing that one because it will be more up to date, and I post a lot of things there. And I even tell everyone to check out my Twitter account. Don't go off of anything for YouTube because things get rescheduled. And I've had YouTube. I don't know if it's just a glitch or
It's
something, but I've
tough
had
to.
YouTube. I had one guy get a
It's
hold of
tough
me.
to.
Yeah, it's just tough to know what's going on. All I can say is I had one fan get a hold of me over an Easter time at 3:00 Eastern time for a 10 a.m. Eastern time. So I don't know what he was seeing. And I don't see the same thing. So I'm like, yeah, just get a hold of me. Just do Twitter.
Yeah. All right.
I'm
All
on
right. Let's
YouTube
get out of here.
anyway. Yep.
Bye.